Welcome back, students. In the previous lecture, we started quadratic equations, and I told you how to solve quadratic equations by factorization, and we did a few questions on that also. Today, we'll start with few more questions on the topic how the quadratic equations are solved by factorization, and then I'll tell you about quadratic formula. Is the formula used to solve quadratic equations. Okay, now the first question of the day: solve x square minus 3x minus 10 is equal to 0 by factorization. Now the equation is x square minus 3x minus 10 is equal to 0. Now you know that this is a quadratic equation, and you have already factorized these types of expressions, quadratic expressions. Now the constant term is 10 and there is a negative sign in front of it. So what you have to do, you have to think of two numbers whose product means when they are multiplied you get 10, and their difference, as it is a negative sign over here, so their difference should be 3. Now it is nothing but 5 and 2, because 5 into 2 is 10 and 5 minus 2 is 3. So now what we do, x square minus, in place of 3 you write down 5 minus 2. Like that, and then minus 10 is equal to 0. When you open the bracket, it is x square minus 5x plus 2x minus 10 is equal to 0 when you open the bracket. Now from the first two terms, if you take x common, then in the bracket you will have x minus 5, and from the next two terms if you take 2 common, then you will have x minus 5, like this. Now I will continue here. From these two you take x minus 5 common, then in the other bracket you will have x plus 2 is equal to 0. I told you, when the product of two expressions is equal to 0, then at least one of them has to be 0, because the product of two non-zero numbers cannot be equal to 0. So if x minus 5 is equal to 0, then x is equal to 5. If x plus 2 is equal to 0, then x is equal to minus 2. So you can see we have found two values of x, and they are called the roots of this equation, and definitely as it is a quadratic equation there has to be two values of x. So the values are x is equal to 5 and minus 2. That is your answer, the roots of the equation. Clear? The next question: solve two x square minus x plus 1 upon 8 is equal to 0. 2x square minus x plus 1 upon 8 is equal to 0. As the highest power of x is 2 over here, so definitely it is a quadratic equation. Now what we do, first of all, to remove this fractional part, you multiply the whole equation by 8. So it is 16x square minus 8x plus 1 is equal to 0. Clear? I repeat, if you multiply the whole equation by 8, then 8 into 2, 16x square minus 8x, and here 8 will be cancelled, so only 1 is there. Now 16 into 1 is 16. You have to, and there is a positive sign over here, so you have to think of two numbers whose product is 16, means when they are multiplied you get 16, and whose sum, why sum? Because there is a positive sign over here. As there is a positive sign, so the sum must be equal to 8, and the numbers are 4 and 4, because 4 into 4 gives you 16 and 4 plus 4 is 8. So what we do, 16x square minus, in place of 8 you write down 4 plus 4, like this. Okay, now when you open the bracket, like this, now from first two terms you can take 4x common, so it is 4x minus 1. From the next two terms you simply take minus sign common, so this is also 4x minus 1. Now I'll continue there. From these two terms you take 4x minus 1 common, then in the next bracket you will have 4x minus 1, because you see it is 4x and minus only 1 is left there, is equal to 0. Now if 4x minus 1 is equal to 0, then x is equal to 1 by 4, and once again the same factor is there, that means both the values here are 1 upon 4. So we are getting x is equal to 1 by 4 and 1 by 4. So here the values of x or the roots of this equation are equal. Both are 1 upon 4. Clear? Next question, solve hundred x square minus 20x plus 1 is equal to 0 by factorization. By factorization, 100x square minus 20x plus 1 is equal to 0 by factorization. Now what we do, it is 100x square minus 20x plus 1 is equal to 0. First of all, you multiply 100 and 1, that is 100 only. Now there is a positive sign, so you have to think of two numbers whose product is 100 and whose sum is 20. I repeat, you have to think of two numbers whose product is 100 and whose sum, why sum? Because there is a positive sign over here, so whose sum is 20. So the numbers are 10 and 10. So you write down 100x square minus, in place of 20 you write down 10 plus 10 into x plus 1 is equal to 0. Now 100x square minus, if you open the bracket, minus 10x plus 1 is equal to 0. Now from the first two terms you take 10x common, so you will have 10x minus 1. From the next two terms you simply take minus sign common, so it is 10x minus 1 again. Now 10x minus 1 can be taken as common, So if you take 10x minus 1 common, then in the other bracket you will have 10x minus 1 only is equal to 0. Now first of all, if 10x minus 1 is equal to 0, then x is equal to 1 upon 10. Clear? And that is also 10x minus 1. So that is also that will also give you x is equal to 1 upon 10. So once again you can see we have found both values equal. So x is equal to 1 by 10 and 1 by 10. Both the roots are equal. Both the values of x over here are equal. Solve x square minus 24x plus 80 is equal to 0 by factorization. Once again, x square minus 24x plus 80 is equal to 0 is the quadratic equation. Now you see the constant term is 80 over here. So you have to think of two numbers whose product is 80 and whose sum is 24. I repeat, you have to think of two numbers whose product is 80 when they are multiplied they will give you 80, and as there is a positive sign over here, so their sum must be 24. So if you just pay some attention, then you can see the numbers are 20 and 4. Now you can find these numbers by hit and trial method also. So the numbers are 20 and 4. So x square minus, in place of 24 you write down 20 plus 4 into x plus 80 is equal to 0. Now you open the bracket. So x square minus 20x minus 4x plus 80 is equal to 0. Now from first two terms you take x common, so x minus 20. Then from the next two terms you take minus 4 common, then again x minus 20. So x minus 20 in one bracket and x minus 4 in the other bracket. Okay. If x minus 20 is equal to 0, then x is equal to 20. If x minus 4 is equal to 0, then x is equal to 4. So you can see we have found the two values of x as 20 and 4. Clear? They are the roots of the equation. And that is your answer. Clear? ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 is a quadratic equation. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 is a quadratic equation. A is the coefficient of x square, b is the coefficient of x, and c is the constant term. I told you and I gave you many examples also how to solve this quadratic equation by factorization. Now there is one more method of solving this quadratic equation, and that is by formula. Now what is the formula? If this is the quadratic equation, then x is equal to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. That is the formula. To find the values of x from the given quadratic equation, we apply the formula x is equal to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Now This formula is called the Sridharacharya formula. Sridharacharya formula, and we apply this formula to find the value of x from a quadratic equation. Now, in previous examples, you must have seen that whenever we solve a quadratic equation, we get two values of x. Here, the plus and minus. Why it is in plus minus? When you take plus sign, you will get one value of x. When you get minus sign, you will get another value of x. Clear? So the two values we can directly find using this formula. Clear? Now, one thing you must note: b square minus 4ac, b square minus 4ac, the thing that is inside the square root, b square minus 4ac is called the discriminant of the equation. So always remember, b square minus 4ac is called the discriminant of the equation, and it is this quantity is a very helpful quantity, and it helps us in various problems. So that I will show you later. So always remember, this is the discriminant, b square minus 4ac. Now I'll solve one question in which we will find the value of x from a quadratic equation using formula. The question is 2x square minus 7x plus 3 is equal to 0. 2x square minus 7x plus 3 is equal to 0. Now we have to solve this. We have to find the value of x by the quadratic formula or Sridharacharya formula. Always remember, if a question can be done by factorization as well as Sridharacharya formula, obviously the answer remains the same. You will get the same answer. Now, first of all, compare with ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Then a is equal to 2. B is equal to minus 7, C is equal to 3. Then according to the formula, x will be equal to minus b, means minus of minus 7 plus minus under root b square, that is minus 7 square, minus 4ac upon 2a, that is 2 into 2, that is the formula, minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. So minus into minus becomes plus, so it is 7 plus minus under root minus 7 square. Minus square is plus, you know, 7 square is 49 minus 24 upon 4, 2 into 4. Now you see 7 plus minus 49 minus 24 is 25, and square root of 25 is 5. So 5 by 4. Okay. Now you know 7 plus 5 is 12. 12 upon 4 is 3. And 7 minus 5 will be 2. 2 upon 4 is 1 upon 2. So the answer will be 3 comma 1 upon 2. The answer is 3 comma 1 upon 2. Clear? Now the next question. The two values of x or the roots of the equation are 3 comma 1 upon 2. Now the next question. 2x square plus x minus 4 is equal to 0. Now compare with ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, then a is equal to 2, b is equal to 1, c is equal to minus 4. And now we will put these values. X is equal to minus b means minus 1, plus minus under root b square, 1 square is 1 only, minus 4 a, c is minus 4 upon 2a means 2 into 2. So minus 1 plus minus under root 1. Now minus into minus becomes plus. 4 4 is 16 to the 32 upon 4. Now you see 1 plus 32 will be 33. Okay. Now under root 33 is not a perfect square number, so we cannot find the value of root 33. What we do, if you use plus sign, then it will be minus 1 plus root 33 upon 4, and if you use minus sign, then it will be minus 1 minus root 33 upon 4. So these are the two values of x over here. These are the answers. These are the two values of x. Clear? Next question. X square plus 48x minus 324 is equal to 0. You have to solve this quadratic equation by using quadratic formula. Now compare with ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, then a is equal to 1, b is equal to 48, c is equal to minus 324. Then x is equal to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a, that is minus 48 plus minus under root 48 square minus 4, a is 1, c is minus 324 upon 2a, that is 2 into 1. So minus 48 plus minus under root, first of all we will find 48 square. Two 304. Square of 48 will be 2304. Now minus into minus becomes plus. You multiply this thing by 4. 1296. Okay. Divided by 2. Okay. Now it is minus 48 plus minus. Now you add them. You can see it is, when we add it, it is 3600 upon 2. Now all of you know that square root of 3600 will be 60, because square root of 36 is 6 and square root of 100 is 10. So it is 60. So x is equal to minus 48 plus minus 60 upon 2. Minus 48 plus minus 60 upon 2. That means x is equal to minus 48 plus 60 upon 2 and minus 48 minus 60 upon 2. Now minus 48 plus 60 is 12, so it is 12 upon 2, and minus 48 minus 60 is minus 108, so minus 108 upon 2. 12 upon 2 and minus 108 upon 2. That is x is equal to 6 and minus 54. That is your answer. So we get two values of x, that is 6 and minus 54. So in this way you can apply the formula to find the values of x from a quadratic equation. Now in the next class I will tell you about the nature of roots of a quadratic equation. Okay.